like to listen, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry for that. For your sake. I don't play accurately. Anyone can play accurately, but I play with wonderful expression. As far as my piano is concerned, sentiment is my forte, and I keep science for life.
Yes, sir.
And speaking of science of life, have you got cucumber sandwiches got for Lady Bracken?
Yes, sir.
Oh, by the way, Lynn, why is it that at a bachelor establishment, the servants invariably drink the champagne? I ultimately for information.
I attribute it to the superior quality of the wine, sir. I have often observed that in married household, the champagne is rarely of a first-rate brand.
Good heavens! Is marriage so demoralizing as that?
I believe it is a pleasant state, sir. I have had little experience of it myself up to the present, and I have been only married once. There was in a consequences of misunderstanding between myself and a young person.
I don't know that I'm much interested in your family life, Lynn. Thank you. Lynn's view on marriage is somewhat lax. Really, if Lord doesn't set a good example to us, what on earth is the use of them? They seem, as a class, to have absolutely no sense of moral responsibilities.
Mr. Anders Worthing!
Oh, Ernest! How are you, my dear Ernest? What brings you up to town?
Oh, pleasure. What else to bring one else to anywhere? Eating as usual, I see, Algy.
I believe it is customary in a good society to take some slight refreshment at 5 o'clock. Where have you been since last Thursday?
Oh, in the country.
What on earth do you do there?
When one is in town, one amuses oneself. And when one is in the country, one amuses other people. It is excessively boring.
And how immensely you must amuse them. By the way, Shropshire is a country, is it not?
Eh? Shropshire? Yes, of course. Hello. Well, this cups. Why cucumber sandwiches? Why such reckless extravagance in one so young? Who's coming to tea?
Oh, merrily, Aunt Augusta and Granddolens.
How perfectly delightful!
Yes, it's all very well. But I'm afraid that Aunt Augusta won't quite approve of you being here.
May I ask why?
Well, my dear fellow, the way you flirt with Granddolin is perfectly disgraceful. It is as bad as Granddolin flirts with you.
I'm in love with Gwendolyn, and I've come up to town to express the proposal to her.
I really don't see anything romantic in proposing. It is romantic to be in love, but there's nothing romantic about a definite proposal. Why? One may be accepted, one usually is, I believe, then the excitement is all over. The very essence of romance is uncertainty. If ever I get married, I'll certainly try to forget the fact.
I have no doubt about that, Algy, that the divorce code was specially invented for people whose memories are curiously constituted.
Or, there's no use speculating on this subject. Divorces are made in heaven. Oh, please don't touch the cucumber sandwiches. They are especially for Aunt Augusta.
But you've been eating them all of the time.
But that's quite a different matter. She's my aunt. Have some bread and butter. The bread and butter is for Gwendolen, and Gwendolen is devoted to bread and butter.
And very good bread and butter it is too.
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's nonsense.
It isn't. It is a great truth. It accounts for an extraordinary number of bachelors that one sees all over the place. The second concern, I don't give my consent.
Your consent?
My dear fellow, Gwendolen is my first cousin, and before I allow you to marry with her, we'll have to clear up the whole questions of Sicily.
Sicily? What do you mean by Sicily, Algy? What on earth do you mean by Sicily? I do not know anyone of that name.
I think it is. Bring me that cigarette case, Lane.
Yes, sir.
Do you mean to say that you had my cigarette case all this time? I wish to goodness that you had let me know. I've been writing ranting letters to Scotland about it, and I was really, nearly offering a last reward for it.
Well, I wish you'd offer one. I happen to be more than usually hard up.
There's no use offering a large reward, now that the thing is found.
I think that is well mean of you, Ernest. However, it makes no matter that I look inside the description. I find that the thing isn't yours.
Of course it's mine. You've seen me with it 100 of times, and you have no right whatsoever to read what's written inside. It's a very ungentlemanly thing to read a private cigarette case.
Oh, it is absurd to have so hard and fast rule about what one shouldn't read and what one should read. More than half of modern culture depends on what one shouldn't read.
I'm quite aware of that fact, Algy, and I don't propose to discuss modern culture. It isn't the sort of thing one should discuss in private. I simply want my cigarette case back.
Yes, but this cigarette case isn't yours. This cigarette case is a present from someone of the name Sicily. And you said that you don't know anyone of that name.
Well, if you want to know, Sicily happens to be my aunt.
Your aunt?
Yes, charming old lady, lives in Tunbridge Wells.
But why does she call herself Little Sicily? From Little Sicily with her fondest love.
My dear fellow, what on earth is there in that? Some aunts are tall, some aunts are not. Does it matter that surely an aunt is allowed to decide for herself? You seem to think that every aunt should be like your aunt. That is absurd. For heaven's sake, give me back my cigarette case.
Yes, but why does she call you uncle? From Little Sicily with her fondest love to her Uncle Jack. I object. I admit, there is no use speculating on this subject. By the way, this cigarette case is from Sicily. And Sicily, you named Sicily, and you said you don't know of anyone of that name. But besides, I know you to be a confirmed Bunburyist, that your name isn't Jack, it's Ernest.
It isn't Ernest, it's Jack.
You've always told me it was Ernest. I've introduced everyone as you, Ernest. And you look as if you're Ernest. You answer to the name of Ernest. You're the most honest looking person I've ever saw. It's your note card. Here it is. Mr. Ernest Worthing, the Albany Pedophile. I'll keep this as a proof that your name is Ernest. If ever you try to deny it to me, or to Gwendolyn, or anyone else.
Well, my name is Jack in the country, and Ernest in the town. That secret case was given me in the country.
Now, go on. Tell me the whole thing that I have always suspected you of being a confirmed and a secret Bunburyist. And I'm quite sure of it now.
Bunburyist? What do you mean by a Bunburyist?
I'll reveal to you the meaning of that incomparable expression as soon as you're kind enough to inform me why are you Ernest in the town, Jack in the country.
Well, produce my secret case first.
Here it is. The producer explanation. Pray make it improbable.
My dear fellow, there's nothing improbable about my explanation. In fact, it's perfectly ordinary. Old Mr. Thomas Cardew, who adopted me when I was a young little boy, made me his little garden to his granddaughter, Cicely. Cicely, who calls me her uncle with motives of respect, which you could possibly not appreciate, lives in my place in the country under the admirable governance of Miss Prism.
Where is that place, by the way, in the country?
That is nothing to you, dear boy. You're not going to be invited. I may tell you that it is not in Shropshire.
I suspected that, my dear fellow. I've bunburied all over the Shropshire on 2 separate occasions. Now, go on, while you're earnest in the town, attack in the country.
I don't know whether you'll be able to understand my real motive. You're hardly serious enough. When one is placed in the position of a guardian, one has to adopt a high moral tone at all times. It's one's duty to do so. And as a high moral tone is hardly said to conduce very much of either one's health or one's happiness. In order to get up to town, I've always pretended to have a younger brother of the name of Ernest, who lives in the Albany and gets himself in the most dreadful scrape. That, my dear Alvin, is the whole truth, pure and simple.
The truth is really pure and never simple. Modern life would be very tedious if it were either, and modern literature a complete impossibility.
That wouldn't really be a bad thing at all.
Literary criticism is not your fault. My dear fellow, you shouldn't have to try. You should have lived with the people who haven't been to university. They do it so well in their daily papers. What you really are is a Bunbury's. And I was quite sure of it that you're Bunbury's. You're the most advanced Bunbury's I know.
What on earth do you mean?
Your speech director. Oh, my dear fellow. Sit on.
Well, I'm not a Bunbury's at all. If Gwendolyn accepts me, I'm going to kill my brother.
Oh, you've invented a very useful younger brother in order that you may be able to come up to country whenever you choose. And I've invented a very useful brother, invalid permanent called Bunbury in order that I may be able to go down into the country whenever I choose. Bunbury is perfectly invaluable. If it wasn't extraordinary bad health for Mr. Bunbury, for instance, I wouldn't be able to dine with you at Willis's. Besides,
But I haven't asked you to dine with me anywhere tonight.
I know you're absurdly careless about sending out invitations. It's so foolish of you.
You had must dine with your own Aunt Augusta.
Oh, I have no intention of going. Once a week is enough to dine with one's own relations. She will place me next to Mary Farquhar, who always flirts with her husband across the dinner table. Besides, now I know you to be a confirmed Bunbury's, I naturally want to talk to you about Bunbury.
Like I said, I'm not a Bunbury's at all. If Gwendolyn marries me, I'm going to kill my brother. As Cicely is too much interested in him.
My dear fellow, it isn't easy to win anything nowadays. There's such a lot of beastly competitions. That must be an Aunt Augusta. Only relatives or creditors ring in that Wagnerian manner. Now, if I get her away from the way for 10 minutes, so that you can have an opportunity of proposing Gwendolyn.
Lady Bracknell and Miss Fairfax.
Good afternoon, Algernon. I hope you're behaving very well.
Yes, Aunt Augusta, I'm feeling very well.
That's not quite the same thing. In fact, you do things really good together.
Oh, dear me, you're smart.
I'm always smart. Am I not, Mr. Worthy?
You're quite perfect, Miss Fairfax.
I hope I'm not that. It would leave no room for development. And I intend to develop in many directions. I'm sorry if you're a little late, Algernon. And now I'll have a cup of tea and one of the nice cucumber sandwiches you promised me.
Certainly, Aunt Augusta. Good heavens, Lee, Why is there no cucumber sandwiches? I've ordered them specially.
There are no cucumbers in the market this morning, sir. I went down twice.
No cucumbers?
No, sir, not even for ready money.
That will do, Lynn. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I'm greatly distressed about there being no cucumbers in the market, not even for ready money.
It really makes no matter, Algernon. I had some crumpets with Lady Harbour, who seems to be living entirely for pleasure now.
It is a great ball. I need hardly say a terrible disappointment to me. But the fact is that I just had a telegraph to say that my poor friend Bunbury is very ill again. And they seem to think that I should be with him.
Well, it's very strange. This Mr. Bunbury seems to suffer from curiously bad health.
Yes, poor Bunbury is dreadful invalid. I'll speak to Bunbury and Augusta if he is still conscious, and I think I can promise you that he will be fine by Saturday. If you could kindly come with me to the next room for a moment.
Thank you, Algernon. It is very comfortable.
Charming day it has been, Miss Fairfax.
Pray, don't talk to me about the weather, Mr. Worthing. Whenever people talk to me about the weather, I always feel quite certain that they mean something else. And that makes me nervous.
I do mean something else.
I thought so. In fact, I'm never wrong.
And I would like to take advantage of Lady Bracknell's temporary absence.
I would certainly advise you to do so.
Miss Fairfax, ever since I met you, I've admired you more than any girl I've ever met since I met you.
I'm quite well aware of the fact, and I often wish that in public. At any rate, you have been more demonstrated. For me, you have always had an irresistible fascination. Even before I met you, I was far from indifferent to you. Your Christian name has an irresistible fascination. My ideal has always been to love someone of the name Ernest. There is something in that name that inspires absolute confidence. The moment Algernon mentioned to me that he had a friend called Ernest, I knew I was destined to love you.
You really love me, Gwendolyn?
Passionately.
Darling, you don't know how happy you have made me.
Ernest, my own Ernest.
But you don't mean to say that you couldn't love me if my name wasn't Ernest?
But your name is Ernest. It suits you perfectly. It is a divine name. It has music of its own and it produces vibrations.
Well, Gwendolyn, I must say, there are lots of other nicer names. I think Jack, for instance, a charming name.
Jack? No, there is a very little music in the name Jack. If any at all, it does not thrill. It has no music and it produces absolutely no vibrations.
Gwendolyn, I must get Christian at once. I mean, we must get married at once. There's no time to be lost.
Married? Mr. Worthing?
Well, yes. You know that I love you, and you made me to believe that you were absolutely not indifferent to me.
I adore you. But you haven't proposed to me yet. Nothing has been said at all about marriage. The subject has not even been touched on.
Well, then, may I propose to you?
I think it would be an admirable idea. And to spare you without any possible disappointment, Mr. Worthing, I think it's only fair to tell you quite frankly, beforehand, that I'm fully determined to accept you.
Gwendolyn,
Yes, Mr. Worthing, what have you got to say to me?
you know what I've got to say to you?
Yes, but you don't say it.
Gwendolyn, will you marry me?
Of course I will, darling. How long have you been about it? I'm afraid you have had very little experience in how to propose.
My own one, I haven't loved anyone in the world but you.
Yes, but men often propose for practice. I know my brother Gerald does. All my girlfriend used to tell me. What wonderfully blue eyes you have, Mr. Ernest. They are quite blue. I hope you will always look at me just like that, especially when there are other people present.
Mr. Worthing! Rise, sir, from the scenery common posture. It is most in the hills.
Mama, I must beg you to retire. This is no place for you. Besides, Mr. Worthing has not quite finished yet.
Finish what, may I ask?
I'm engaged to Mr. Worthing, Mama.
Pardon me. You're not engaged to anyone. When you do engage to someone, I or your father, Lord Bracknell, will remind you of the fact an engagement should come on the young girl as a surprise, pleasant or unpleasant, as the case may be. It is hardly a matter they should keep allowed to arrange for herself. And now I have few questions to put to you, Mr. Worthing. While I'm making these inquiries, you, Gardaland, will wait for me in the carriage.
Mama!
In the carriage, Gardaland! Gardaland, a carriage!
Yes, Mama.
You can take a seat, Mr. Worthing. Mr. Worthing, you can take a seat.
I prefer standing, Lady Bracknell.
I feel bound to tell you that you're not down on my list of eligible young men, although I have the same list of dear Duchess of Bordenham. We work together, in fact. However, I'm quite ready to answer your need. She tells us we want a really affectionate mother request. Do you smoke?
Yes, Lady Bracknell, I must admit I smoke.
Do you smoke?
Like I said, I smoke, Lady Bracknell. And I'm 29 years old.
A very good age to be married at. I have always been of opinion that a man who desires to get married should either know everything or nothing. Which do you know?
I know nothing, Lady Bracknell.
I'm pleased to hear it. I do not approve anything that tampers with natural ignorance. Ignorance is like delicate exotic fruit. Touch it and the bloom is gone. What is your income?
Between 7,000 to 8,000 a year.
In land or investments?
In investments, chiefly.
That is satisfactory. What between duty is expected from one after one's life and the duty is exacted from one after one's death? Land is to be the profit or pleasure.
I own a country house with some land attached to it, about 1,500 acres, but I don't depend that for my real income.
A country house? You have a town house, I hope. A girl with a simple, unspoiled nature like Gwendolyn could hardly be expected to reside in the country.
I own a house in Belgrade Square. I can get it back whenever I want in 6 months' notice.
Are your parents leaving?
No, Lady Bracknell, I lost both of my parents.
To lose one parent, Mr. Worthing, may be regarded as misfortune. To lose both looks like carelessness. Who was the father?
I don't know, Lady Bracknell. When I said I had lost both of my parents, it would be nearer the truth to say that my parents seem to have lost me. I don't know who I am by birth. I was found.
Found?
Yes, the late Mr. Thomas Cardew, an old gentleman of a very charitable and kindly disposition, found me and gave me the name of Worthing because he happened to have the first-class ticket of Worthing in his pocket at the time. Worthing is a place in Sussex, which is a seaside resort.
Where did this charitable gentleman who had this first-class ticket for the seaside resort find you?
In a handbag.
A handbag?
Yes, Lady Bracknell, I was found in a handbag. A somewhat large brown leather handbag with handles to it. An ordinary handbag, in fact.
In what locality did this Mr. James or Thomas Cardew came across this ordinary handbag?
In the cloakroom in Victoria Station. It was given to him in mistake for his own.
A cloakroom at Victoria Station?
Yes, the Brighton line.
The line is material, Mr. Worthing. I confess, I feel somewhat bewildered by what you have just told me.
Then what would you advise me to do? I would do anything in the world to ensure Gwendolyn's happiness.
I would strongly advise you, Mr. Worthy, to try and make you some relations as soon as possible.
I don't know how possibly I could do that. I could produce the handbag at any moment.
You can hardly imagine that I, a Lord Bracknell who dreams of allowing our only daughter, a girl brought up with the utmost care, to marry into a crook and form an alliance with a parson? Ugh!
Algaron! Please don't play the cat tune. How chaotic are you?
Oh, did it go all right, old boy? You told me to say Gwendolyn refused you. I know. It is a way she has. She is always refusing people. And I think it is most ill-natured of her.
Oh, Gwendolyn's as right as trivet. As far as she's concerned, we're engaged. But her mother is unbearable. Never met such a gorgon. She's a monster. I beg your pardon, Algy, but I suppose I shouldn't talk about your aunt that way before you.
My dear boy, I love my own relations being abused. It is the only thing that puts me with them at all. Relations are simply a pack of idiots who haven't got the remotest knowledge of how to live, nor in smallest instincts of when to die.
Upon my word, I thought I'd shoot myself. You don't think there's any chance of Gwendolyn becoming like her mother, do you, Algy?
All women become like their mothers. That's their tragedy. No man does. That's his. By the way, did you tell Gwendolyn the truth about your being earnest in the town and Jack in the country?
Oh, the truth isn't quite a sort of thing one tells to a nice, refined girl like Gwendolyn. What extraordinary ideas do you have to behave to a woman?
The only way to behave to a woman is to make love to her. If she is pretty, or someone else if she is plain.
Oh, that's nonsense.
Of course it is it. It's hereditary. What about your brother? What about the profligate Ernest?
I shall get rid of him by this end of the week. I'll say he died of apoplectic. A lot of people die of apoplectic quite suddenly, don't they, Algy?
Yes, it's hereditary, my dear fellow. But it is a sort of thing that runs in families. We had much bad savagery to see it.
You're sure that a fever chill isn't hereditary or anything of that kind?
Of course it isn't.
Very well then. My poor brother is carried off to Paris by a fever chill. That gets rid of him.
But I thought you said that Miss Carter is a little too much interested in your brother Ernest. Won't you feel a quite good deal all along?
Oh, that is all right. Cicely is not a silly romantic girl, I'm glad to say. She has capital appetite, she goes long walks, and gives no attention to her lessons at all.
Well, I'd rather like to see Cicely.
I take good care of her, you never do. She's excessively pretty, and she's only 18.
Have you told Gwendolyn that you have an excessively pretty wife who is just only 18?
Oh, one does not blurt these things out to people. Gwendolyn and Cicely are extremely certain to be good friends. I'll bet you anything in the world. Half an hour after they've met, they'll be calling each other sisters.
All women become like their mothers. All women cause that when things is every first.
Miss Fairfax.
Gwendolyn, upon my what?
Algy, kindly turn your back. I have something very particular to say to Mr. Worthing.
Really, Gwendolyn? Do you really think I can allow you this at all?
Algy, you have always adopted this strictly immoral tourist life. And you're not quite old enough to do that.
Gwendolyn, darling.
Ernest, my own Ernest. We may never be married. From the expression on Mama's face, I fear we never shall. Although she may prevent us from becoming man and wife, and I may marry someone else, and marry often, nothing that she can possibly do can alter my eternal devotion to you.
My own darling.
The story of your romantic origin, as related to me by Mama, with unpleasing comments, has naturally stirred the deeper fibers of her nature. Your Christian name has an irresistible fascination. The simplicity of your character makes you exquisitely incomprehensible to me. Your town address at the Albany, I have. What is your address in the country?
The Manor House, Woolton, Hertfordshire.
There is a good postal service, I suppose. And it may be necessary for doing something desperate, which will of course need some serious consideration. I will communicate with you daily.
My own one.
How long do you remain in town?
Till Monday. I should see Miss Fairfax out.
Yes, sir.
Ah, a glass of sherry, Lane.
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow, Lane, I'm going Bunbury.
Yes, sir.
I shall not be back till Monday. You can prove my dress clothes, my smoking jackets, and all my Bunbury suits.
Yes, sir.
I hope tomorrow will be a fine day, Lane.
It never is, sir.
Oh, Lane, you're a perfect pessimist.
I do my best to give satisfaction, sir.
Act 2 is set in the garden of the Manor House, Woolton, Jack Worthing's country estate in Hertfordshire. This act introduces Cicely Cardew, Jack's ward, and his princess, her governess, as well as Algernon, who arrives pretending to be Jack's brother Ernest. The plot thickens as confusion around identity deepens. Cicely, Mr. Worthing's ward, has been in a secret engagement with a man she believes is Ernest, and whose true identity is uncovered as his brother, Algernon, in disguise. Meanwhile, Gwendolyn, engaged to the same Ernest, confronts Cicely, leading to a dramatic and humorous revelation. As the two young women discover the deception, both men are left to reconcile with their lives and their affections for each other. Through witty dialogue and character revelations, Wilde explores the theme of love, identity, and the absurdity of societal conventions.
Occupation. As the watering of a flower is rather Moulton's duty than yours, your German grammar is on the table. Reopen it at page 15. We'll repeat yesterday's lesson. But I don't like German. It makes me look quite plain. Your guardian insists you should improve yourself in every way. He laid particular stress on your German as he was leaving for a town yesterday. Dear Uncle Jack is so very serious that sometimes I think he cannot be quite rough. I wish Uncle Jack could allow that unfortunate young man, his brother, to visit us sometimes. We might have a good influence over him, Miss Prism. I do not think that even I could improve a man so weak. I'm not in favor of this modern mania for reforming a bad people. As the man sows, so let him reap. You must put away diary, Cicely. I really don't see why you should keep a diary at all. I I keep a diary in order to enter the wonderful secrets of my life. Memory, my dear Cecily, is the diary that we all carry about with us. Yes, but it usually chronicles the things that have never happened and couldn't possibly have happened. I believe that memory is responsible for nearly all the 3-volume novels that Midu sends us. Do not speak slightingly about 3-volume novels, Cecily. I wrote one myself in the earlier days. Did you really, Miss Prism? How wonderfully clever you are. I hope it did not end happily. I don't like novels that end happily. They depress me so much. The good end happily and the bad unhappily. That is what fiction means. I suppose so. But it seems very unfair. And was the novel ever published? Alas! No! The manuscript unfortunately was abandoned. I used the word in the sense of lost or misled. Do your work? Then these speculations are profilous. But I see Dr. Shazibal coming up through the garden. Dr. Shazibal, this is indeed a pleasure.
And how are we this morning? Miss Prism, you are, I trust, well.
Miss Prism has just been complaining of a slight headache. I think it'll do her so much good to have a short stroll with you in the park, Dr. Shazibal. Cecily, I've not mentioned anything about the headache. No, dear Miss Prism, I know that. But I felt instinctively that you had a headache. Indeed, I was thinking about that, and not about my German lesson when the rector came in.
I hope, Cecily, you are not inattentive.
Oh, I'm afraid I am.
Were I fortunate enough to be Miss Prism's pupil, I would hang up on her lips. I spoke metaphorically. My metaphor was drowned from the bees. Mr. Worthing, I suppose, has not returned from the town yet.
We did not expect him till Monday afternoon.
Ah, yes. He usually likes to spend his Sunday in London. He's not one of those who sought Amy's enjoyment. As, by all accounts, that unfortunate young man, his brother, seems to be. But I must not disturb Egeria and her pupil any longer.
Egeria? My name is Letitia, Doctor.
A classical allusion merely drawn from the pagan authors. I shall see you both, no doubt, at Evenson.
I think, dear Doctor, I will have a stroll with you. I find I have a headache after all, and the walk might do good.
With pleasure, Miss Prism, with pleasure. We might go as far as the school and back.
That would be delightful. Cecily, you'll read your political economy in my absence. The chapter on the fall of the rupee you may omit. It is somewhat too sensational. Even these Metalics problems have their melodramatic side. Horrid political economy, horrid geography, horrid German.
Mr. Ernest Worthing has just driven over the station. He has brought his luggage with him.
Mr. Ernest Worthing, the Albanian. Uncle Jack's brother. Did you tell him Mr. Worthing was in the town?
Yes, miss. He seemed very much disappointed. I mentioned that you and Miss Prism were in the garden. He said that he was anxious to speak to you privately for a moment.
Ask Mr. Ernest Worthing to come here. I suppose you had a better talk to the housekeeper about a room for him.
Yes, miss.
I have never met any really wicked person before. Oh, I'm afraid he will look just like everyone else. He does.
You're a little cousin Cecily, I'm sure.
I'm not little. In fact, I believe I'm more than usually tall for my age. But I'm your cousin Cecily. You, I see from your car, are Uncle Jack's brother. My cousin Ernest. My wicked cousin Ernest.
Oh, I'm not really wicked at all, cousin Cecily. You mustn't think that I'm wicked.
If you're not, then you have certainly been deceiving us all in a very inexcusable manner. I hope you're not leading double life, pretending to be wicked and being really good all the time. That would be hypocrisy.
Oh, of course I've been rather reckless.
I'm glad to hear it.
It is much pleasant being here with you. You're like a pink rose.
I don't think it can be right for you to talk to me like that. Miss Prism never says such things to me.
Then Miss Prism is a short-sighted old lady. You're the prettiest girl I've ever saw.
Mr. Worthy,
Mr. Lodi!
this is indeed a surprise. We did not look for you until Monday afternoon.
I've returned sooner than I expected. Dr. Chasuble, I hope you're well.
Dear Mr. Wadi, I trust this craft of woe does not betoken some similar terrible calamity.
My brother,
More shameful depths in extravagance.
Still leading his life of pleasure.
dead.
Your brother Ernest dead?
Quite dead.
What a lesson for him! I trust he'll profit by it.
Dear Mr. Wadi, I offer you my sincere condolence. You have at least the consolation of knowing that you are the most generous and forgiving of brothers.
Poor Ernest. He had many faults, but it is a sad, sad blow.
Very sad indeed. Were you with him at the end?
No, he died abroad. In fact, I had a telegram last night from the manager of the Grand Hotel.
What's the cause of death mentioned?
Yes, a severe chill it seems.
As the man sows, so shall he reap. Uncle Jack! Oh, I'm pleased to see you back. But what horrid clothes have you got on? To go and change them?
My child, my child.
What's the matter, Uncle Jack? Don't look happy. You look as if you had a toothache. And I've got such a surprise for you. Who do you think is in the dining room? Your brother.
Who?
Your brother Ernest. He arrived about half an hour ago.
That is nonsense. I haven't got a brother.
Oh, don't say that, Uncle Jack. However badly he may have behaved to you in the past, he's still your brother. And you couldn't be so heartless as to disown him. I will tell him to come out and you will shake hands with him. Won't you, Uncle Jack?
These are very joyful tidings.
After we had all been resigned to his loss, his surrender seems to me peculiarly distressing.
My brother is in the dining room. I don't know what it all means. I think it is absurd. Good heavens!
Brother John, I've come down from the town to tell you that I'm very sorry for all the troubles that I've given you. And I intend to live a better life in future.
Uncle Jack, you're not going to refuse your own brother's hand.
Nothing is going to induce me to take his hand. I think he's coming here disgraceful.
Uncle Jack?
He knows perfectly well why.
Do be nice, Uncle Jack. There is good in everyone. Ernest has just been telling me about his poor invalid friend whom he goes to visit so often. And surely a man who is much talk. And surely a man who is kind and invalid leaves the pleasure of London to sit by a bed of pain.
Oh, he has been talking about Bunbury, has he?
Yes, he has told me everything about poor Mr. Bunbury and his terrible state of health.
Bunbury? Well, I wouldn't need to talk about Bunbury or anything else. It is enough to drive one perfectly frantic.
course, I admit that the faults were all on my side. But I must think Brother John's coldness to me was peculiarly painful.
Uncle Jack, if you don't shake hands with Ernest, I will never forgive you.
Never forgive me?
Never, never, never.
Well, this shall be the last time I shall ever do it.
It's pleasant, isn't it? You seem so perfect a consolation. I think we might leave these two brothers together.
Cecily, you will come with us. Certainly, Miss Prism. The little talks of reconciliation is over.
You have done a beautiful action today, my dear child.
You must not be premature in our judgment.
I feel very happy.
You, young scoundrel, you must get out of this place as soon as possible. I do not allow any bunburying here.
I put Mr. Ernest thing in the room next to yours, sir. I suppose it's all right.
What?
Mr. Ernest's luggage, sir. I've unpacked it and put it in the room next to your own.
His luggage?
Yes, sir. 3 portmanteaus, a dressing case, 2 hat boxes, and a large lunch basket.
Merriman, order the dock out at once. Mr. Ernest Worthing has been suddenly called back to town.
Yes, sir.
What a fearful lie you are, Jack. I'm not being called back to town at all.
Yes, you have. Your duty as gentleman calls you back.
My duty as a gentleman has never interfered with my pleasures in smallest degree.
I can't quite understand that.
Well, Cicely is a darling.
You're not to talk of Miss Cardew like that. I do not like it.
Well, I don't like your clothes. You look perfectly ridiculous in them. Why on earth don't you go up and change it? It is perfectly childish to be in a deep mourning for a man who is going to stay for a whole week in your house as a guest. I call it crusty.
You're not staying here for a week, not as a guest or anything else. You've got to leave by the 4-5.
I certainly won't leave you so long as you're in the deep mourning. It would be very unfriendly. If I were in mourning, I should think that it would be very tedious type of thing.
Will you go if I change my clothes?
Yes, if you're not too long. But I have never saw anybody take so long to dress up with such little result.
Well, at any rate, it is always better than being overdressed as you are.
Well, if I'm occasionally a little overdressed, I make up by being immensely overeducated.
Humanity is ridiculous. Your conduct an outrage, and your presence in my garden utterly absurd. However, you have got to leave by the 4-5, and I hope you will have a pleasant journey back to town. This Bunbury, as you call it, has not been a great success for you.
It has been a great success. I'm in love with Cicely, and that's everything. But I must see her before I go. I am making an arrangement for next Bunbury. Ah, there she is.
Oh, I think we came back to water the flowers. I thought you were with Uncle Jack.
Oh, he's gone to order dog after me.
Oh, is he going to take you for a nice drive?
He's going to send me away.
Then have we got to part?
I'm afraid so. It has been a very great, painful party.
It is always painful to part from people whom one has known for a very brief space of time. The absence of old friends one can endure with equanimity. But even a momentary separation from anyone whom one has just been introduced is almost unbearable.
Unbearable? I don't think it is.
A dog cart is at the door, sir.
It can wait! Merriman, for 5 minutes.
Yes, miss.
I hope Cicely I hope, Cicely, if I suspected you of being, I would be very tedious if it were either, and I think it will never be. See.
Algernon.
Oh, it's all right. But I hope, Cicely, I shall not offend you if I state quite frankly and openly that you seem to me to be in every way the visible personification of absolute perfection.
I think your frankness does deserve credit. If you will allow me, I will copy your remarks into my diary.
Oh, do you really keep a diary? I would give anything to look at it, may I?
Oh no! You see, it is simply a very young girl's record of her thoughts and impression, and consequently meant for publication. When it appears in volume 4, I hope you will order a copy. But pray, Ernest, don't stop. I delight in taking down from dictation. You can go on. I'm quite ready for more. Oh, don't cough, Ernest. When one is dictating, one should speak fluently, not cough. Besides, I don't know how to spell a cough.
Cicely, ever since I looked upon your wonderful and incomparable beauty, I've dared to love you wildly, passionately, and devotedly, hopelessly.
I don't think that you should tell me that you love me. Wildly, passionately, devotedly, hopelessly. Hopelessly doesn't seem to make much sense, does it?
Cicely! The dog cart is waiting, sir. Tell it to come round next week at the same hour. Yes, sir.
Uncle Jack would be very much annoyed if he knew you were staying until the next week at the same hour.
Oh, I don't care about Jack. I don't care about anyone in the whole world but you, Cicely. I love you. You will marry to me, won't you?
You silly boy. Of course. Why, we have been engaged for the last 3 months.
For the last 3 months?
Yes. It will be exactly 3 months on Thursday.
But how did you become engaged?
Well, ever since dear Uncle Jack first confessed to us that he had a younger brother who was very wicked and bad. You, of course, have formed the chief topic of conversation between myself and Miss Prism. And surely, a man who is much talked about is very attractive.
Yes, darling.
After all, I dare say, but I fell in love with you, Ernest.
Darling, and when was the engagement actually settled?
On 14th February last, worn out by entire ignorance of my existence, I determined to end the matter one way or the other. And after a long struggle with myself, I finally accepted you under this old tree here. The next day, I brought this little ring in the mail. And this is the little bangle with true lovers can. I promise you always to wear.
Did I give you this? It's very pretty, isn't it?
Yes, you have wonderfully good taste. It is the excuse I've always given for your leading such a bad life. And this is the little box, which I keep all your dear letters.
My letters? But my own sweet Cicely, I've never written you any letters.
You need hardly remind me of that, Ernest. I remember too well that I was forced to write your letters for you. I wrote 3 times a week, and sometimes so oftener.
Oh, do let me read them, Cicely.
Oh, I couldn't possibly so. The 3 you wrote me after I had broken off the engagement are so beautiful.
But was our engagement ever broken off?
Yes, of course. It was on the 22nd of last month. You can see the entry if you like. Today, I broke off my engagement with Ernest. I feel better to do so. The weather still continues sharp.
But why did you break it off? What on earth did you break it off? What have I done? I had done nothing, Cicely. In fact, I'm very sad to hear that you break it off, particularly when Well was so charming.
It could hardly have been a very serious engagement if it hadn't been broken off at least once. But I forgive you before the week was out.
What a perfect angel you are, Cicely.
You dear romantic boy. I hope your hair curls naturally, does it?
Yes, from little helpful mothers.
I'm glad to hear it.
You'll never break our engagement again, Cicely.
I don't think I could. Besides, of course, there's the name.
Is it? It isn't.
Well, you must not laugh at me, darling. But it had always been a girlish dream of mine to love someone whose name was Ernest.
But, my dear child, do you mean to say that you couldn't love me if I had some other name?
But what name?
Oh, any name you like. Angela, for instance.
Ew! Algernon? But I don't like the name of Algernon.
Well, my own dear, sweet, loving little darling, I can't see why you should offer to the name of Algernon. It is not at all a bad name. In fact, it is a rather aristocratic name. Half of the chaps who get into bankruptcy are called Algernon. But seriously, Cicely, if my name was Algernon, would you love me?
I might respect you, Ernest. I might admire character. But I fear I should not be able to give you my undivided attention.
Your rector here is, Cicely, through the experiences in the part of practice in all the rites and ceremonials of the church.
Oh, yes, Dr. Chasuble is most learned man. He's never written a single book, so you can imagine how much he knows.
I must see him in most important christening. In most important business.
Oh,
I shan't be away for more than a half hour.
considering that we have been engaged for the last 3 months, and I've only met you today for the first time, I think it is rather hard for you to leave me for so long. Couldn't you make it 20 minutes?
I'll be back in no time.
What an impetuous boy he is. I like his hair so much. I must enter his proposal into my diary.
Miss Fairfax.
To you. My name is Cicely Cardew. Cicely Cardew? What a very sweet name.
Something tells me that we are going to be great friends. And I like you already more than I can say. My first impression of people are never wrong.
How nice of you to like me so much for a very short time. Pray sit down.
I may call you Cicely, may I not?
With pleasure.
And you always call me Gwendolyn. Would you?
If you wish.
Then that is all quite settled, is it not?
I hope so.
Perhaps this might be a favorable opportunity for my mentioning who I am. My father is Lord Bracknell. You have never heard of Papa, I suppose?
I don't think so.
Outside the family circle, Papa, I'm glad to say, is entirely unknown. I think it is quite as it should be. The home always seemed to me to be the proper sphere for the man. And certainly, once the man begins to neglect his domestic duties, he becomes painfully effeminate, does he not? And I don't like that. It makes men so very attractive. Cicely, Mama, whose views on education are remarkably strict, has brought me up to be extremely short-sighted.
part of a system. So, do you mind my looking to you like this?
Oh, not at all, Gwendolyn. I'm very fond of being looked at.
You're here on a short visit, I suppose.
Oh no! I live here.
Really? Your mother? No doubt. Or some other female relatives of advanced year resides here also?
Oh no, I have no mother, nor in fact any relations.
Indeed.
My dear garden, with the assistance of Miss Prism, has the arduous task of looking after me.
Your guardian?
Yes, I'm Mr. Worthing's friend.
Ernest never mentioned to me that he had a ward. How secretive of him. He grows more interesting hourly. Ernest has a strong, upright nature. He is the very soul of truth and honor. Disloyalty would be as impossible for him as a deception.
I beg your pardon, Gwendolyn, but did you say Ernest?
Yes,
Oh, but it is not Mr. Ernest Worthing, who's my guardian. It is his brother, his elder brother.
his elder brother? Ernest never mentioned to me that he had a brother. I was growing almost anxious. Are you sure that it is not Mr. Ernest Worthing who is your guardian?
Quite sure. In fact, I'm going to be his.
I beg your pardon?
Dearest Gwendolyn, there is no reason why I should make it a secret of it to you. Our little country's newspaper is sure to chronicle the fact next week.
I think there must be some slight error, Miss Cardew. Mr. Ernest Worthing is engaged to me. The announcement will appear in the Morning Post on Saturday by the latest.
I'm afraid you must be under some misconception, Gwendolyn. Ernest just proposed to me exactly 10 minutes ago.
It is certainly very curious, for he asked me to be his wife yesterday afternoon at 5:30. If you would care to verify the incident, pray do. I never travel without my diary. One should always have something sensational to read on the train. I'm afraid it is quite clear, Cicely, that neither of... But I'm afraid I have the prior claim.
My own darling.
Ernest! My own Ernest! A moment. May I ask you if you are engaged to be married to this young lady?
To little Cicely? Of course not. What could put an idea into a pretty little head?
Thank you, you may.
I knew there must be some misunderstanding, Gwendolyn. The gentleman whose arm is around your waist is my guardian, Mr. John Worthing.
I beg your pardon?
This is Uncle Jack.
Jack?
Oh, here is Ernest.
Oh, Lord.
A moment, Ernest. May I ask you, are you engaged to be married to this young lady?
To young lady? Oh, good heavens, Gwendolyn.
Yes, yes. To good heavens, Gwendolyn. I mean, Miss Fairfax.
Of course not. What could have put such an idea into a pretty little head?
Thank you. Me.
I felt there was some slight error, Miss Cardew. The gentleman who is now embracing you is my cousin, Mr. Algernon Moncrief.
Algernon Moncrief? Oh! Are you called Algernon?
I cannot deny it.
Is your name really John?
I could deny it. I could deny anything if I liked. But my name certainly is John. It's been John for years.
A gross deception has been practiced on both of us.
My poor wounded Cicely.
My sweet prompt Gwendolyn.
You will call me sister, will you not?
There is
only one question I want to ask my guardian. An admirable idea. Mr. Worthing, I have just one last question to be permitted to put to you. Where is your brother Ernest? We are both engaged to be married to your brother Ernest. So it is a matter of some importance for us to know where your brother Ernest is at present.
Gwendolyn, Cicely, it is very painful for me to force to speak the truth. And it is my first time in my life that I have been put into such a painful position. But I will quite frankly tell you that I have no brother Ernest.
No brother at all?
None.
Had you never a brother of any kind?
Not of any kind.
I'm afraid it is quite clear, Cicely, that neither of us is engaged to be married to anyone. It is not a very pleasant position for a young girl to find herself in. Is it? Let us go into the house. They will hardly venture to follow after us there.
No men are so cowardly, aren't they?
And I must say, your conduct was misguided. Taking in a simple, innocent girl like that is quite inexcusable. To say nothing of the fact, she is my ward.
I can see no possible of your deceiving a clear, a truly experienced young lady like Miss Fairfax. To say nothing about the fact she's my cousin.
I wanted to be engaged to Gwendolyn. That is all. I love her.
Well, I also want to be engaged to Sister Lady. I adore her.
There's no chance of you marrying Cardew.
I don't think there is likelihood, Jack, of you and Miss Fairfax being united.
That is not a business of yours.
If it was my business, I wouldn't talk about it. It's very vulgar to talk about one's own relations.
I'd say eating under the circumstances is quite inexcusable.
When I am in great trouble, eating is the only thing that consoles me. Indeed, when I am in great trouble, anyone who knows me intimately will tell you, I refuse everything except food and drink. Besides, I'm very fond of muffins.
It isn't a reason that you should consume them in a greedy way.
But you said that it's perfectly heartless to eat muffins.
I said it was perfectly heartless of you to be eating muffins under the circumstances.
There may be, but muffins are the same. Muffins are the same.
Oh, Algernon, I've already told you to go. Why are you here? I don't want you here.
I haven't finished my thing. There's still one muffin left. Would you try? Oh, never!
Takes place in a drawing room of the same manor house later that day. Here, all the deceptions are uncovered and the truth about Jack's identity and his real name comes to light, ending the play in humorous resolution. In the final act, all secrets and deceptions come to light in a whirlwind of wit and surprise. Gwendolyn and Cicely confront Jack and Algernon about their false identities, only for the truth to unfold in the most unexpected way. Lady Bracknell arrives to restore order, but instead uncovers chaos. A long-lost handbag reveals Jack's true identity as Algernon's brother, and fittingly, his real name turns out to be Ernest after all.
The fact that they did not follow us at once into the room as anyone else would have done seems to me to show that they have some sense of shame left. They have been eating muffins that looks like repentance. They don't seem like they have noticed us at all. Could you cough?
But I haven't got a cough.
They're looking at us. What effrontery!
They're approaching. Let's move forward of that.
Let us preserve a dignified silence.
Certainly, it is the only thing to do now.
This dignified silence seems to produce an unpleasant effect.
A most successful one.
But you will not be the first to speak.
Certainly not.
Mr. Worthing, I have something very particular to ask you. Much depends on your reply.
Dear Gwendolyn, your common sense is very invaluable. Mr. Moncrief, kindly answer me the following question. Why did you pretend to be my guardian's brother?
You know that, Dad, I might have an opportunity.
That's very satisfactory explanation, is it not?
Yes, dear, if you can believe him.
I don't, but that does not affect the wonderful answer.
True, in matters of grave importance. Style, not sincerity, is a vital thing. Mr. Worthing, what explanations have you got to offer to me for pretending to have a brother? Was it in order that you might have an opportunity of coming up to town to see me as often as possible?
Can you doubt it, Miss Fairfax?
I have the gravest doubt upon this subject, but I intend to crush them. This is not the moment for German skepticism. Their explanations appear to be quite satisfactory, especially Mr. Worthing's. It seems to me to have the stamp of truth upon it.
Ha! I'm more content with what Mr. Moncrief is wise and he inspires the one with absolute fidelity.
Then do you think that we should forgive them?
Yes, I mean no. They have a moment of physical courage which we women know nothing about it.
Darling.
Darling!
Lady Bracknell!
physical weakness in the whole. Sir, her unhappy father is, I'm glad to say, under the impression that she is attending a more than usual annual lecture by the university. I do not propose to undeceive him. In that, I have never undeceived him. I've considered it wrong. But all communication between yourself and my daughter must cease immediately from this moment.
I'm engaged to be married to Gwendolyn, little Ragnell.
You're nothing of a kind, sir. And now as regards Algernon. Algernon!
Yes, Aunt Augusta.
May I ask if it is in this house that your invalid friend Mr. Bunbury resides?
Oh no, Bunbury doesn't live here. Bunbury is someone else. In fact, Bunbury is dead.
Dead? When did this Mr. Bunbury die?
Oh, I killed Bunbury this afternoon. I mean, poor Bunbury died this afternoon.
What did he die of?
My dear Aunt Augusta, I mean, he was found out. The doctor found out that Bunbury could not live. That is what I mean. So, Bunbury died.
Now that you finally got rid of this Mr. Bunbury, may I ask Mr. Worthing, who is that person whose hand my nephew Algernon is now holding, in what seems to be a peculiarly unnecessary manner?
That lady is Miss Cicely Cardew. She is my ward.
I'm engaged to marry to Cicely.
I beg your pardon?
Mr. Moncrief and I are engaged to be married.
I do not know whether there is anything particularly exciting in this particular part of Hertfordshire, but the number of engagements that go on seems to me considerably above the proper average that statistics have laid down for our guidance.
Miss Cicely Cardew is the granddaughter of late Mr. Thomas Cardew of Bellows Square.
This sounds unsatisfactory. Addresses always inspire confidence, even in tradesmen. But what proof have I of their authenticity?
I have the court guides of the period. They are open for inspection, Lady Bagnell.
I have known strange errors in that publication.
Miss Cardew's solicitors are Messrs. Mark by, and Mark by.
Marked by, and marked by, a firm of very highest position in the profession. Indeed, I am told that one of the Mr. Marked by is occasionally seen at dinner parties. So far, I am satisfied.
How extremely kind of you, dear Bragnell. I also have in my possession, you will be pleased to hear, certificate of Miss Cardew's birth, baptism, whooping cough, registration, vaccination, confirmation, and the measles, both the English and German variety.
As a matter of fact, Mr. Worthing, I had better ask you if Miss Cardew has any little fortune.
Only about £130,000 in funds. That is all. Goodbye, Lady Bragnell. So pleased to have seen you.
A moment, Mr. Worthing. £130,000 and in funds. Miss Cardew seems to me a very attractive young lady. And now that I look at her, come over here, dear. Pretty child. Your dress is sadly simple, and your hair almost seems like nature might have left it. But we can soon alter all that.
And after 6 months, nobody knew her.
Kindly turn around, sweet child. No, the exactly is what I want. There are distinct social possibilities in your profile. The two weak points in our age are its ones of principle and its ones of profile. A chin with a height, dear. Style largely depends upon the chin is worn. They are worn just high, just at present. Algernon?
Yes, Aunt Augusta.
There are distinct social possibilities in Miss Cardew's profile.
Cicely's sweetest, dearest, and prettiest girl in the whole world.
Never speak disrespectfully of society, Algernon. Only people who can't get into it do that. Dear child, of course you know, Algernon has nothing but his debt to depend upon. But I do not approve of mercenary marriages. When I married Lord Bracknell, I had no fortune of any kind. But I never dreamed for a moment to allow that to stand in my way. Well, I suppose I must give my consent.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
Cicely, you may kiss me. Thank you, Lady Bracknell. You may also address me as Aunt Augusta for the future.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
To speak frankly, I am not in favor of long engagements that give people the opportunity to find each other's character before marriage, which I think is never advisable.
I beg your pardon, Lady Bragnell, but this engagement is out of question. I am Cecily's guardian, and she cannot marry without my consent.
Upon what grounds, may I ask? Algernon is an extremely, I must say, an ostentatious, illegible young man. He has nothing but he looks everything. What more one can desire?
It pains me to speak frankly to you, Lady Bracknell, about your nephew, but I do not approve at all of his moral character.
Untruthful, my nephew Algernon. Impossible, he's an Oxman.
I believe there's no possible doubt about that matter. During my temporary absence in London, in an important question of romance, he obtained admission to my house by the false pretense of being my brother. And what makes his conduct all the more heartless is that he was completely aware from the start that I have no brother. I never had a brother, and I never intend on having a brother. Not of any kind. I told him distinctly myself yesterday afternoon.
Mr. Worthing, after careful consideration, I have decided to overlook my nephew's conduct to you.
That is very generous of you, Lady Bracknell. However, my decision is unalterable. I deny to give my consent. But the decision is entirely in your own hand. The moment you give consent with my marriage with Gwendolyn, I will gladly allow your nephew to form alliance with my ward.
You must be quite aware what you propose is out of the question.
Then a passionate celibacy is all that we can look forward to.
That is not the destiny I choose for Gwendolyn. Algernon, of course, can choose for himself. Come, dear, we have already missed 5, if not 6 trains. To miss any more might expose us to comment on the platform.
I was told you expected me in the vestry, dear Captain. I have been waiting for you there for an hour in the tea garden.
Prism! Come here, Prism!
Miss Prism, is this the handbag? Examine it carefully before you answer. The answer of your answer depends on it.
It seems to be right. Here's the stain on the lining caused by the explosion of a temperance beverage. And here, on the lock, are my initials. The bag is undoubtedly mine. I'm delighted to have it so unexpectedly restored to me. It has been a great inconvenience being without it all these years.
More restored to you than this handbag. I was the baby you placed in it.
You?
Yes, mother.
Mr. Worthing, I'm unmarried!
Unmarried? I must say it is a serious blow. But who has the right to cast a stone on one who has already suffered? Why should there be one law for men and another for women? Forgive me, mother.
Mr. Worthing, there is some error. There is the lady who can tell you who you really are.
Lady Bracknell, I hate to seem inquisitive. Can you kindly inform me who I am?
I'm afraid that the news I have to give you will altogether please you. You are the son of my poor sister, Mrs. Concrick, and consequently Algernon's elder brother.
Algeron's elder brother? Then I have a brother after all. I knew I had a brother. I always said I had a brother. Cecily, how could you have ever doubted me that I had a brother? Dr. Chasuble, my unfortunate brother. Miss Prism, my unfortunate brother. Gwendolyn, my unfortunate brother. And you, young scoundrel, you must treat me with better respect in the future. You have never behaved like a brother in all your life.
Well, not till today, old boy. I admit, I did my best. However, I am out of practice.
I cannot at the moment recall what the generous Christian name was. I had no doubt he had one. He was eccentric, I admit.
Algy, can't you recollect what our father's name was?
My dear boy, we never even speaking of terms. In fact, he's dead before I was a year old.
his name should appear in the army list of the period. I suppose, Aunt Augusta?
The general was essential, but I had no doubt. His name will appear in any military directory.
The army list of 40 years are there. Those books should have been my constant studies. Nalge, Mixby, Mops? What ghastly names you have? Marked by Mr. Mordred. General Conan 1890, Christian name, Ernest John. I always told you that my name was Ernest. I mean, it naturally is Ernest.
Ernest, my own Ernest. I knew from the first that you could have no other name.
I remember the general was called Ernest. I knew I had some particular reason for disliking that name.
Gwendolyn, it is a terrible thing for a man to find out that all his life he was speaking nothing but the truth. Can you forgive me?
I can, for I can feel that you're sure to change.
Letitia, at last.
Frederick, at last.
Cicely, at last.
Gwendolyn, at last.
My nephew Algernon seems to be displaying signs of triviality.
And in the contrary, Aunt Augusta, I have understood the vital importance of being earnest.
That's the end of our act. I hope everyone enjoyed it. With misunderstandings dissolved and love transformed. The act closes on one brilliant irony. The characters finally understand the importance of being earnest.